There's a brand new Minecraft Snapshot that came out today, November 1st. Check out my F3 screen in the corner there. Minecraft Combat Test number 3. And we're in the middle of a secret combat update world that the Minecraft developers actually released for us to download and play with. You'll be able to find a link to this world in the description of today's video. Now for the features of this new snapshot. There's 3 main ones we're going to be covering today. A new enchanted book type, shopping for axes, changes to shields, as well as changes to the new attack reach parameter. You see this attack reach? Ooh, this is going to change a lot. First, we're going to test that reach over in the melee weapon range testing area. We've got a ton of different weapon options here, all with various different reaches associated. We're going to start with normal swords. Now, for those of you that are unaware, Mojang is currently trying to test changes to combat so that all combat works approximately the same across all different versions of Minecraft. So I know all this stuff looks attractive, but we're going to head into this area and begin to show you the differences between the ranged weapons, namely the range of melee weapons. Now, we've got close range and long range versions of swords, axes, as well as tridents, so you can see the difference between what weapon can reach where. If you decide to download this map for yourself, you've got a lovely arrow selector that will let you choose all these different weapons at a moment's notice. For now, though, we already have our weapons in hand. Let's go ahead and summon in some test subjects. Beautiful. So, notice the difference here. On the short range sword, close range cannot reach from here. But look at what happens the moment we switch to long range. It can, in fact, reach. Notice the difference there. That's because there is a slight change in the actual reach ability of these creepers. This far away, no good. This far away, works just fine. Now, this hasn't changed much since previous combat snapshots. It's very similar prior, as you can see here. Close range, can't reach with the axe right here, despite the creeper being right in front of us. But again, long range has absolutely no problem doing it. Now, of course, we'll show you the trident very quickly as well. Oh, well, that was too close for that one. So, stepping farther away, trident's got a little bit longer reach than the axes and swords, but as you can see, even this cannot reach. You could, in theory, still throw the trident. Oh, look, it's cute. Got stuck. Now, if we were to go back here, you'd see trident still cannot reach from this moment right here. Close range, no good. Long range, though, y'all ready? Can't reach still, can't reach still. Long range, boom! I'll let y'all do the majority of that testing on your side of things, but I also wanted to show you some changes to a few enchantments as well. They've changed the sweeping edge enchantment to actually involve certain angles that you can take advantage of. So in this case, this sword right here has a minimum angle sweeping edge enchantment. So as you can see here, sweeping edge works as designed, where it's attacking multiple mobs at once. However, look at what happens if I try and attack over here. It is still hitting that creeper. We're not even pointed, really, in any direction that the creeper's in. It looks as though the animation of the sword's sweep, perhaps, is what's allowing it to reach around on the sides there. Watch, again, showing you. Look, we're like nowhere nearby. We keep going left, and we'll eventually be able to see. There we go. Beautiful, all the way. This appears to be right around where you can't reach anymore. But look at that. Insane. But now look at what happens when we use a sweeping edge with a wider angle. Switch things over to maximum angle right here. Target now at maximum angle. So check this out. Still capable of reaching all of these creepers, no problem at all. Now, it's important to have that middle one in the center if you want to be able to reach the ones on the side there, because it does take advantage of that. Now, we can't reach these creepers. We can, of course, tilt to get them, but here's the cool part. Look at how far it reaches once we have, well, I gotta, hold on a second. Using the wider angle sword, we have way more ability to attack mobs that aren't really even on screen for the most part. I mean, you can get really dang close to being able to attack creepers, even though you're there. Look, I mean, look, we're hitting this creeper right now. I'm facing the barrels, and it still works. Beautiful changes. There have been some other slight changes percentage-wise and reductions in RNG values. There's other enchantments. We'll get to those in a second. Over in this section, we've got arrow deflection testing using new shield capabilities. Oh, y'all gonna love this one. First of all, let me show you something different about shields here. If we go into our options menu, you'll now see under video settings 2 new settings: shield indicator and shield animation. We're going to turn on the shield indicator, and you're going to see right down by my hotbar, when I hold this shield up, a little blue shield appears just to the right of my 9th hotbar slot. You'll see that? Not holding the shield, not appearing. Hold the shield, appearing. This is to indicate that your shield is active and ready and capable of defending against attacks. The moment you let your shield down, it disappears and you are technically vulnerable. Allow me to demonstrate. We're going to kill this creeper, and I'm going to quickly hold up my sword right. Look at that. Lovely. Now, one major change has also been made to shields, but we'll get to it in 1 second. You can also change the setting so that blue shield does not show up down by your hotbar, but instead shows up by your crosshair. As you can see with the sword, it's got a similar feature. See the sword that lightly appears right next to my crossbar right there? Well, if you hold your shield up with the crossbar mode on, a shield appears right next to your crossbar. Instead, it acts exactly the same as the blue one. It just has a slightly different look to it. It might be easier for those that would rather stay focused on the center of the screen when they're attacking, instead of needing to worry about things in the bottom right corner. On top of that, if you go back to your video settings and turn shield animation off, check this out. Even though my shield indicator is currently up, showing that I do have my shield active, in first-person mode, you won't see the shield. So by turning off your shield animation in your video settings, you'll no longer need to worry about the shield getting in the way of your vision. Even though the shield is being held up, you don't see it at all when you have your right-click enabled. Fantastic. Even sneaking, your shield goes up, but it doesn't get in the way when holding. In fact, it disappears completely the moment you sneak and turn off that animation effect. But here's the big change. Shields have kind of been nerfed. They used to protect a 180-degree field in front of you, which means if you were attacked right here, here, all the way to a 180-degree field, the shield would protect you. No longer meant to be the case. In any case, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Shield is up. We're capable of blocking. Boom. Was good. But if we were to slightly turn, all of a sudden, are they fighting? Oh, gosh, they're fighting. Check it out, 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 check it out. Well, I mean, this is at least what the shield is supposed to be doing. Or maybe the skeleton's just a bad shot. Whoa. 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 Did y'all love that or what? Well, it is a combat beta. It's literally glitched, so there's a chance you're going to run into a lot of these issues. You'll be able to find the exact details of how everything's supposed to be working in the description of today's video by checking out the attached Reddit thread. For now, y'all gotta die. I can't reach anymore. Well, whatever. We'll get to changes to shooting bows and crossbows in a second. For now, I want to show you a brand new enchantment known as chopping. Check out this axe with chopping 3 on it. Look at that. 11 attack damage. So what exactly does chopping do? Well, for every chopping level you have, 2 different things happen. For one, every chopping level adds 1 extra damage to your axe's inventory, or not inventory, but attack damage. So look at this regular iron axe with 8 damage. So if you've got chopping 3, it adds in 3 more damage, and that's how we get to 11, which means chopping 1 would have 9 attack damage, chopping 2 would have 10. In addition, though, if you didn't realize, axes can be used to stun other players to prevent them from being able to use their shield on a regular basis. For example, here's a shield. He's disabled my shield. Every single time you see that little X appear right there, the shield has been disabled and we can no longer hold it up. Now, originally, axes had a 25% chance to stun your ability to use shield for up to 5 seconds. However, it has now been changed to be more consistent and less random. Now, axes have a 100% chance to disable your shield for 1.6 seconds instead of a 25% chance to disable it for 5 seconds. However, the chopping enchantment is amazing because in addition to adding attack damage for every level of enchantment you have, the chopping effect is also good for increasing that length of the stun damage to your shield. Every chopping level adds an additional 0.5 seconds of shield stun, which means a regular axe with chopping 1 wouldn't have 1.6 seconds of stun time. It would have 1.6 seconds plus 0.5 seconds for a grand total of, you can't do 2.1, yeah. But that also means an axe with chopping 3 will be able to stun a shield for over 3 seconds. 3.1 seconds, in fact, in total. I'd show this to you, but it's actually a player versus player enabled thing only. No other mobs in game currently hold shields to be able to show that off to you. Finally, axes now only take 1 damage of durability when used in combat. Previously, it would take 2 because the way tools and weapons work in Minecraft is if you use it on a block or a mob that it wasn't technically meant to be used for, you would lose double damage or double durability damage. So, for example, if I were to try and mine this brick here with a shovel, my shovel would take 2 hits of durability instead of 1. If we were to try and dig dirt, it would only take 1 hit of durability. Touching lightly on knockback and fire aspects for a second, they have seen changes as well. knockback resistance is now a scale instead of based on RNG, random numbers. So all combat changes in this change have been made to apparently be less random and more skill-based. That includes with the crossbows and the regular bows. Namely, projectiles don't trigger invulnerability on certain mobs the way they used to before. So if you had something like a multi-shot crossbow, you would actually be able to trigger all of the hits appropriately. So now your multi-shots will be way more effective at taking out nearby mobs. Now, I'm trying my best to paraphrase a very long Reddit post. If any of the things we've covered in today's video don't make sense, I recommend checking out the post linked below for more intricate detail. Now, as for the rest of this map, you could essentially use it as a combat playing ground to test out some of the new mechanics. So over here, you've got the ability to do some target practice, hit nearby lights, hit nearby bells. Do we hit it? I'm gonna keep missing that bell. Dude, it went right past it. Worst day of my life. Either way, you've got a shooting range, you've got the ability to test your shields over there, new weapon ranges over here, and then we get to this huge room with so many different options, the ability to get food. Over here, you can get all the different shoppings, the different weapons, different enchantments. You can instantly gear up with a great shield. Heck, you can even instantly add a whole bunch of armor to yourself. And so each of these areas will lead to some different form of combat training. For example, over here, we've got the arena, and in the arena, you've got a bit of a round-based mob tower defense style system where various mobs will come out, start trying to attack you, and really just making a mess of things. One other thing worth mentioning is they have added back the auto swipe. So I'm only holding down my left click right now. I'm not spam clicking, it's just continuing to swipe, regardless of the fact that I'm only clicking once. They've balanced this, so now holding down your sword will be 20% slower than timing your swipes, so that you can actually deal more damage if you decide to be a little bit more intricate with your combat behavior. Whoa, did that guy just float down on a chicken? Yeah, I'm gonna take care of the chicken for him right away. Leaving the arena area, there's some more options as well, such as the fact that you can explore a village by going through this door. It will take you to a nearby village that will allow you to start a pillager raid, again, giving you the ability to test out some of these new mechanics. I'm going to spare you guys, though. To the left of the raids area, we also have the ability to check out an end city by jumping right through here. You are instantly met with an end city right behind you, so that you can instantly run into some combat, or start floating, I guess. But needless to say, it's not a big deal, because if you head up these stairs and don't feel like taking on an end city, well, I guess you could just take on the Ender Dragon instead, because we're literally here on the End Island. Oh gosh, and it looks like he means business. We're in trouble. Furthermore, to the left of the end cities, you've got a whole plethora of additional options. Walking into this area will take you to a woodland mansion with some options to summon in some Vindicators that you can use your new weapons against. I'll spare you the trouble. Y'all have seen me take those on multiple times. And again, the map is in the download area in the description of today's video. There's even a multiplayer section. If you decide to load this up on a server, you can join a red team, you can join a blue team, and go to town on one another doing that. Finally, we've got some more options over here to explore inside of a mine shaft. Walking right through will instantly teleport you to a mine shaft. Next to that, we've got a mob dungeon, and walking in here will instantly take you to a nearby cave system that's got a dungeon waiting for you at the end of this long and winding tunnel. What kind of loot did we get? Bread? Hey, sweeping edge. Yeah, I'll take that one. Okay, we should get out of here. And of course, the final area of interest is the Nether. And going into this portal will take you right to a Nether fortress where you can take on various creatures, blazes, ghasts, everything. Testing out new combat reach, new combat attack, new shield deflection capabilities, projectiles, really just everything under the sun. Overall, it's a really cool combat change, and I cannot wait for it to finally come out for the real release. So just a quick recap. Sword speed, been dropped. Hold to attack is back, but happens at a slower charge. Knockback resistance is a little bit different, scaling now instead of being random. Axes now have the ability to disable shields 100% of the time. They have a new chopping enchantment that adds damage as well as shield stun, and they take less durability damage. Projectiles no longer trigger invulnerability timer, so that multi-shot crossbows can now hit and deal damage with all 3 arrows. Shield protection has been reduced to 100 degrees instead of 180 degrees. Kind of hard to tell in this video, it was kind of glitched. As you see on screen, there are now shield indicators to let you know that your shield is active, as well as the ability to hide it so that it doesn't get in the way of your screen. And yes, as you guys can see, weapons now have reach attributes. You excited for this update? Let us know in the comments below. We'll see you later.